Imagination and fantasy.
Yeah.
There's so much imagination, there's so much fantasy and flair. Imagination and flair. Lack a bit of imagination and fantasy. Imagination and fantasy.
Yeah.
There's so much imagination, there's so much fantasy and flair. Imagination and flair. Lack a bit of imagination and fantasy.
Yeah. Good evening and welcome to a very special episode of the Sokkah podcast. We are joined by... How do you introduce this man? Sorrento FC captain in the WAMPL for our Eastern States listeners. Co-owner of the Football Centre, Reece Vittiglia. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Reece.
Thanks for having me on, boys. I appreciate it.
No worries.
Now, Reece, firstly, you're quite overdressed. I feel bad.
Look, I've been watching some of the other podcasts, and I came prepared. What can I say? I only have one real old kit, and I didn't want to wear it, so I thought I'd dress up for the occasion.
I like it. I like it. Formal. It's a formal occasion.
It suits the backdrop, mind you.
It really does.
It is unbelievable here.
For our Eastern States listeners, this is the Perth city skyline.
Yes.
We have the Woodside building.
We are sponsored by the city of South Perth.
There's Macquarie, BHP, Clough, or Clough.
Clough, maybe.
Clough. They're like engineers anyway.
Okay.
What else do we have? Westpac, Deloitte, Lava.
Joe, how are your stocks going?
BHP's killing it. They're up like $9 a share.
So is this up since the last episode, the last time we talked?
100%. Last week, ASX was like skyrocketing.
I like it. I like it.
Now, Reece.
Yes.
Question. When is the Football Centre getting listed on the ASX?
Probably, give me another year after coronavirus, because I think we're going the other way now after this pandemic. So
anti-publicly traded.
let me look at the numbers after the June month, and I'll get back to you on that.
Like, your indoor starting up again, isn't it?
It starts June 15th.
Yeah.
So next
have you
week.
registered a team?
I think like we're about to.
Okay.
Yeah, Caltex Sclerosis.
Yeah.
I think they're already in.
Yeah, I think they might be already injured.
We're onto it, yeah.
No, I
Anything
think you've registered already.
Who's the manager?
Dimmy.
Okay, I used to be the manager, but yeah.
He just gets the late call up, I think now.
Can you do it on a Monday or Wednesday night so I can play? Dion
Like-
said Monday or Tuesday.
Those are like higher leagues because like we want to play like the lowest division possible.
Thursday, mate, did 4.
Yeah, because I think last season we played in that one.
Yeah, but then they got angry because like they first really like the first game was just like 5 MPL players and you got smashed.
Yeah, that wasn't fun at all.
It was probably a fill-in team, mate.
It was.
Yeah, but like I don't want to verse like MPL players. Like we lost like 10-0. It was like not fun at all.
Now, Joe, do you have a problem when you play at the Football Centre with any of the temperature?
Now, Reece, you probably know this.
No, I've been briefed about this prior to coming on this podcast right now, so give it to me, Joe.
I've heard rumours that apparently the Football Centre has been likened to a sauna. It's like playing indoor soccer in a sauna.
Look,
Give it to him.
look, I'm just going to give it to you straight, okay? When your team doesn't have the ball, that means you've got to run around lots, hence the heat, okay? So
Okay.
the biggest thing you need to do is keep the ball first,
Okay.
okay? Second thing is, I heard you're a referee.
Yeah, former referee. Yeah.
Former or?
Former.
I heard you're one of the best,
I
though.
was up there, but I just didn't have the work.
So-
I was like the Balotelli of referees.
Because I'm saying, referees are hard to come by, good referees. So if you want a gig and you want a job,
He's offering you a job on air,
I'm
Joe.
a busy man. Like,
you play in the tournaments. What do you mean? You obviously got,
Yeah, you got
free time.
nights.
so I can ref my own games.
No, just
We can make a deal, mate.
if I'm on the
You won't
desk,
be-
if I'm on the desk, I can referee while you know we can
We'll
sort
talk
it
off camera
out.
about this.
All right, no problem. The aircon's definitely not coming now, aka COVID-19. So yeah,
So if
that's nowhere in
COVID
sight.
If COVID wasn't a thing,
Yep.
would there be aircon?
No. Still no. I think you're the only one that complains about it.
It's so hot.
But I feel like even like the
good.
big fans at Loftus Centre do nothing. They're just like a big fan.
It's good for weight loss.
It's probably a placebo.
Yeah.
Like if I just see a fan, I'm like, oh yeah, it's cool.
I think if you win, no one complains. It's only when you lose you hear people come off and go, "Oh man, it's so hot in here," blah blah blah. So just get that winning mentality back, mate, with your
Nothing's a
team.
problem.
You can have a winning mentality, but like we're still losing it.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it. Is the Caltex Sclerosis Instagram page quite active? I think it's died off a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's not
recently.
off a bit. We might bring it back.
Okay.
But anyway, Trent, we have some sponsors we need to talk
We
about.
do, Joe. You're very salty about the kit you've been given.
I appreciate getting like a free kit to wear, but I don't like Rangers.
I'm glad you appreciate it, Joe.
What is that, PSV?
PSV.
Yeah, that's very decent,
Very
by the
nice.
way.
Little collar number, quite short.
Vintage Soccer Shirts Australia. Our mate Mitch. 10% off of the checkout, Joe.
Yep.
S-O-
Soccer. It was their
SOKKAH.
birthday yesterday.
Whose birthday? The birthday.
Vintage Soccer Shirts Australia.
Oh, there you go.
Happy birthday.
There you go. And Joe, we gave out our kit to someone, didn't we?
Yeah, big ups to Melbourne Victory supporters. I forgot their page, but Ivan, he won it. So
Ivan, yes.
That should be coming in the post very soon.
The Brett Holman Australia kit.
Very nice.
I saw a photo of Lucas Neal and he's a bit of a flog.
Yeah, like towards the tail end of his career, like people disliked him.
Yeah, for sure. Joe, we do have another sponsor.
Yeah, Reece, you need to stream an event soon.
Do I need a what?
Stream an event.
No, now that I'm back open. I did 2 months ago.
You could have used Streamgate Live Streaming Australia for all your live streaming needs. Check out Dennis. Lots of different features you can use there. Streamgate, our official sponsor of the Sokkah podcast. So thank you to Dennis. Now, Joe, one thing different from the last time we recorded in public is we can see all the people in front of us. But before they were looking at us from behind.
Yeah, you can still walk behind. There's a few people around.
It's true. I mean, there might be some paddle boats going by. But Reece,
Trent,
I want to go all the way back.
how far back are we going though?
I wanna
That's
know,
the
'cause
question.
Like 15, 16.
15,
'Cause there was a few
16.
state teams you're involved in. Is this
That
correct?
goes back earlier than that then.
Okay, so tell us. I want to know the origins.
Look, we can jump to when I was 13, 14, 15, where you said. So basically, I played for Sorrento, all my juniors. And then the first real, state team came around under 13s. And then it went 13s, 14s, 15s. And after the under 15s, so each time you toured over East, played against the other states.
And you were in all those teams?
Yeah, all those teams. But I was a relatively very small kid back then, very slight. And back then, the focus wasn't on anything technical. It was all physical. So, like, if you were quick and strong, you made teams. So, I was very blessed to get in the teams I did back then, because I definitely wasn't strong by any means, or tall. But then after under 15s, that's when the whole NTC started, which you hear us talking about in our podcast a little bit with all these players, which is essentially, what was it? The best 1991s, which was my age group, and the best 1992s.
Yeah, okay.
So
How often did you train then?
we would have done 4 a week. 4 a week.
28.
I'm 29 now.
No, I wasn't trying to
You were
get there.
doing the math that whole time, still got it wrong.
We lost him for 2 minutes.
91. 20 now.
29. So yeah, the NTC, I think we would have trained 4 nights a week or so, and then I think we entered the reserve league,
Right, okay.
and played in that league. Yeah, that now the under 20s. Back then it was under 23, so that was tough going, especially when we were only like 15, 16.
Again, you just like,
Essentially versing men, and we played those games midweek as well. But that was good for our development.
who was your coach? Or you're one of the main
It
coaches?
was, I think the first year was Paul Wozni, where I don't know where he is now, and Kenny Lowe.
Oh, right. Cool.
Yeah, so
Joe's big endeavours to get Kenny Lowe on the podcast and then end the
Got his phone
podcast.
number. We can just like.
I do. I'm not sure if he's got the same one, but I thought you reached out to him and he.
Did we, Joe?
We reached out to ECU, and
Oh, right.
like the man down there was like, yeah, like we'll ask him about it, and then I haven't heard back.
We'll follow
Do you reckon that's a solid no, or you go knocking again?
Well, we got when we interviewed Daniel Steins, he was like, "We're not putting a good word, but haven't heard anything since."
So we're from there. I mean, NTC, and then that's in 2008. That's kind of when the first Glory Youth season started. That's where I kind of.
And so were you still at Sorrento when you were at NTC? Or
No, so you were full time. I got loaned out to Sorrento in 2007. That's where I made my debut at ECU. I remember that. That was only for like 3-4 games to get some first time experience. Back then it was bigger crowd than it is now. That's for sure. But yeah, I was full time with the NTC. And then 2008. That's when the whole youth league started.
Right. So did the Glory like give a lot of the NTC players deals? Or?
Well, no, because the youngest age they could take in that first season was my age, which is 91.
Right, okay.
So I think only 2 players from my age were selected. That was me and Liam Harvey. The rest were older.
Yeah, right.
So that's where the likes of your Scott Nevilles and all those, your Andre Jukic, Dean Evans, blah, 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 so on, were involved. And the ones you hear about now, like your Trent Sainsbury's, your Adam Taggart's, Josh Risdon's, all came a little bit later.
Yeah, right. Cool. Now, recently you released a Joe, you only watched the first 10 seconds.
I watched like the first 30 seconds. It was
Okay.
on like Instagram or
Yeah, so
something.
on Reece's Instagram page, he made a football CV. What year did you make this?
I would have made that.
Because you played at youth league at that point.
Yeah, I would have made that 2011, I think.
Now, I was speaking to Scott Robertson, friend of the show, and I was like, Scott, you see that video? He's like, yeah, man. I was like, Reece got robbed. So I didn't think it was that quick. So if you, well, we might link it in the description because it's like a highlights package. But so, how many years did you play in the youth team for?
Oh, I definitely had 2 full seasons, potentially 3. But then I left and had a little endeavour over in Italy, and then came back and re-signed for the youth team again.
Yeah, right.
So I can't recall, but I was definitely there 08, 09, 09, 010.
Yeah, right. So how did the Italy move come about?
It basically came about because I was in and around that under-20s national team. So I was in line for the World Cup for that. So I was always getting called up to camps and qualifiers and things like that. And then obviously when the youth season finished, players had this massive break in between where they either went back to the state league or they kind of had an off season. The idea with my move to Italy with my agent was like he wanted me to play regular football over in Europe, which would put me in good stead leading into qualifications and getting selected potentially. It didn't turn out like that.
I just have a quick thing.
Yep.
Why is it called a camp? Like, it's not camping. Like, surely they can figure out, like,
I'm not sure, man. I just rolled along with it. You know, if you got called up to camp, you went to camp. That was it.
like you're playing football, you're not actually camping.
I think because you have to stay overnight. I think that's
It's a sleepover.
yeah. It's a big sleepover in the Eastern States. Football sleepover.
It's a better name than a camp.
What would you call it?
We might
A
propose.
sleepover.
Okay,
A
we might
sleep.
propose it to the high bodies, the officials. So,
I'll let, what's the Socceroos coach called? Arnold.
Graham Arnold?
Yeah, I'll let Graham Arnold know.
Okay.
I forget about camps. They're called sleepovers now.
Football sleepover. You select for the Aussie football sleepover in Sydney.
I like it. So where in Italy did you go?
I went to a team called Rovigo. So I'm pretty sure they were Series C back then. But the idea was, well, this is what I was told by my agent at the time, that there was a link with Udinese in the Serie A. So it was kind of like, play well here, push on there, and your chances, of pushing for the under-20s World Cup squad were enhanced, essentially. But in the end, the club went bankrupt. I moved to Vincenza, which was only like half an hour away from where I was based, trained there, and then got an injury.
Was that your back injury?
Yeah, that was my stress fracture in my back. Well, I didn't realise that back then.
Because you were carrying the team so much.
Yeah. I think 2 sessions in. And then I was carrying myself like this. But yeah, I didn't know what was wrong. Couldn't train. They were just telling me to get on with the language barrier. And then my agent was like, go, because my sister was based in London at the time. He was like, go stay with your sister in London. When you're sorted, then we can get you back out there. And I was like, look, I think it's best I go back. Ended up coming back, getting the scans, whatnot. And I was essentially out for 5 months with a stress fracture.
Yeah, right.
So it was probably a good decision in the end, being around my family here again. And then that's where I kind of re-signed with the Glory after.
So do you reckon no injury? So obviously you only had 2 sessions there, but like, were you fitting in, or was it like they were waiting?
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, you never know. I never look back and go, oh, what if no injuries? What if that?
It's like,
It's a moot point. It doesn't matter. But I wouldn't change it at all, because it was an awesome experience. Like, I literally got the phone call from this club to sign on the Monday, and I flew out on the Thursday at 19 years old. So it was pretty much like pick up, leave, and that was it. Yeah, by myself.
What did you bring in your suitcase? Like socks, undies? Because you only have less than a week to prepare. What to pack?
What did I pack? It was summer at the time,
Was
so I think I think I just packed summer clothes, to be honest. I was like, you know what, when it comes around winter time, because it would have been around July.
yeah,
The
Italian summer, the best summer, some would say.
Yeah, it was hot over there as well. And I was like, I'll just buy all my winter clothes over there. I didn't have a little Nokia phone back then. There was no iPhones or gadgets back then, man. So didn't have to pack much.
So when you were back at the Glory, when you came back from Italy, is that
Yep.
when you started coaching on the side, kind of?
Yeah, that would have been. I mean, I did bits and pieces before that. But training with Gareth Naven back then, it was overwhelming. You literally had no energy to do anything
Else.
after training. So yeah, then that's when I got into bits and pieces with coaching in and around Perth. And I stayed kind of in and around that for the next 6 years, I guess,
Yeah.
before deciding what I wanted to do.
So did you look at studying at one point?
Yeah, I did. So I studied straight after high school. Well, the thing is, let's go back even further, back to year 12. I missed the first 3 weeks of year 12 because I was at the AIS trialling. So I got selected to be part of the AIS back then. But for some reason they changed the age group they wanted from the 91s, which is mine, to the 92s, so your Trent Sainsbury's and things like that. So I ended up coming back, and I was so far behind in my studies in year 12, I didn't end up doing TE, which is your ATAR now. So I did a bridging course, and I studied health science for a semester or two from memory. Then I binned it. And then I focused on my football, and then I went back and did exercise science and football, I think, when that was released at ECU.
They go well together, those two subjects.
They do.
Would it make sense if you did like health science and say like engineering?
Yeah.
Like I like how you did like stuff that relates.
somewhat. So much so I binned that as well, because I totally disagreed with everything they were teaching in it.
Yeah, so that course is, I've only looked at it on the surface level. Like, you can't, it's like studying football on paper. I don't think.
Yeah, no.
Was that what it was like?
It's odd. It's just basically your generic science course, isn't it? Mixed in with football stuff. Yeah. So it was weird. I didn't really buy into it. So yeah, I think I did that for a semester and then left again.
No, I'm pretty, like, in Australia, sports science is kind of a joke, because there are so many limited positions. Like, I know Sydney FC. Do you remember they made an advertisement for it was like a strength and conditioning coach?
Like the intern?
Yeah, 30 hours a week, unpaid intern. Like, and he has to have a degree.
Apparently that's like common in the industry, though. I've heard. So
in Australia, though, I'm pretty sure overseas, like.
I don't know.
It's so limited here, though, isn't it? With professional clubs and like all sporting codes.
One club per,
Same with coaching. Like, all these coaching badges and courses they're putting out there. If coaches want to go and get their A license and spend 10k, are they going to get the job at the end of it, or
things like a 20k expense?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is it like there's such like a high paywall to like gain access to it?
And then you've got one pro club here. How many in Australia? How many A-League teams again?
11. This is like my theory. Just like, I think it should just be like a free market. If you're a good coach, like we'll see in like the MPL, and then you'll work your way up slowly and gradually. But like with a 10k or 20k, like just to get your badge. Like, you're excluding all of these coaches who, they might not have the FFA philosophy, but they might have something better than that. Like, we just don't know.
That's true.
Not only that, you're excluding people that don't have the money to
to
just fork that out. You know, people have families and jobs and bills.
And every advertisement for a coach is like, we don't care, we just want to see your badge. And
like, what can you buy between like 10 to 20k? That's like a decent second-hand car.
It's a nice car.
It's a renovation.
It's a renovation. That's a new bathroom. I'd rather a new bathroom than become a coach.
Especially when you got nothing to show for it. I mean, how many coaches out there have their A license and don't have a gig? You know,
99%.
And then coach under 6 teams and go, I got my A license, but which doesn't relate to under 6s at all.
It's like, I have my A license, but I've got a shit bathroom.
Oh god. Well, I mean, at the moment, like at Football West, they've sacked like 2 of their
Everyone's
5,
redundant, hey?
2 of their 5 full-time workers. Like, very sad.
Yeah.
Like the referee boss, Eddie Lenny.
Yeah.
Big ups.
And Chris Olave, big ups. He ran my coaching
Even
course.
him as well.
Yeah.
Everyone, pretty much.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they're struggling massively.
But hopefully the season will begin. Did you play a game yesterday, Reece?
No, I haven't been down, mate. I've been flat out at the centre.
No, right.
I went down the very first session and tweaked my groin, standard. It was no contact. No contact, and I was like, this would be fine. Ease into it, it's probably a good thing for me. We were just doing pass the pass, and I was tweaked. I was like, that's me. So I haven't been down yet.
Because like the first session back is always the hardest. Like yesterday I went to the gym like first time since they closed, and like I can't use my arms anymore. Like I'm just like so sore everywhere.
It's true.
It's a good thing.
I did like some of those ones, some of those ones, some of those ones.
All the beach ones, good.
This is my pre-season for summer.
Good.
I played my first game in 2 years yesterday.
Yeah, how'd you go?
Very good, surprisingly. Yeah? I never left. Literally, like, I felt like I was... the last game I played 2 years ago, it felt like it was just like the next week of playing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. No soreness or anything?
I feel good today. I feel like I go for a run.
Oh, Trent.
I did, Joe. I did.
Was that what the diagnosis was in the end, or...?
Yes, it was. But then it was like hip problems and stuff.
Go, yeah.
It's all good now.
Growing pains.
Yeah, all good now. Touch wood.
Treno's back now.
Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you've had growing pains, like this video.
Share it.
Please get more people to like our videos.
We do.
You're definitely growing though, boys. I tell you that.
We are.
People getting around it.
We're doing sponsored, so we're paying we're using our Patreon money to sponsor like a video, so that
Yeah.
pop up on.
No.
Like it's like such a big responsibility. It's like I'm gonna have a stress fracture in my back soon. You know?
That's 5 months out, mate. So FYI.
From experience. So, Joe, Ola Toivonen has left Melbourne Victory.
He has. He's gone back to Sweden.
Big Greg Wuthrick as well.
Big Greg Wood. Yeah, he went to Switzerland. Yeah, he said on social media, "Hey lads, not coming back." Which breaks my heart a little bit.
It does.
I don't know if the A-League's coming back. That's the thing.
Yeah, man, I have no idea.
Yeah, even when I was chat with Scott Jamie, he was like, "Yeah, players taking a massive pay cut and all that."
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised the Melbourne City players took pay cuts because like they're owned by like
Yeah,
billionaire
that's very,
Saudis.
very odd.
I think it goes to a majority vote, doesn't it? So I've heard a few rumours. So I think the high earners got kind of stitched up a little bit,
Yeah.
and got outvoted. So yeah.
Because with the Adelaide coach, Joe, you have heard
Yeah, because Gerdjan Verbeek, what
Yes.
was his name? The one with the nice shoes.
go change of the
Yeah,
big
he's gone back
match.
to Holland. He's not coming back. And apparently, this is like 2 hours ago. Apparently, 2 Italians have put their hand up for the
Okay,
Adelaide job.
and Joe, did you recommend an Italian?
Now, I'd say it's within the realm of possibility. Mario Balotelli just got sacked by pressure. Is it time for him to start coaching?
How old is he now?
He's over 30, isn't he?
It'd be close to that.
Nah, he's not that old, is he?
I think he'd be up there.
You know what? Like the other day, what surprised me? Marcus Rashford's like 22.
Yeah, because he went on the scene
He's
like
been around
17.
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah, he's jumped on the scene very early. Yeah, no, that is true.
What else happened in the news? The Bundesliga. I don't. Yeah. That's
Chelsea
what's happening.
signed Timo Werner for 60 million buyout clause.
Is he worth it?
I don't know, it's a big buyout clause, especially in this time.
Reece, like at your peak, like even if you've reached your peak, I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm well past my peak. Don't worry.
What do you think your market value was?
At my peak,
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever the lowest income earner for a professional football contract was.
Joe,
I would
you've seen this on those websites. It's like 150,000 Australian for like the limit. Or was it 50?
The thing is, there's no transfer market here, is there? So it's just like
What are you doing?
it's a void.
You have a value, but you can't be signed. For sure. Now, Reece. Now, I saw Dean shared a banging goal from outside the box. It was in the youth cup final.
that was our final, yeah.
So there was some on your highlight reel, some very good goals. Do you have a standout?
The funny thing is, I thought that was lost. That
Yeah, because
that
you just been finding
CV.
this footage recently.
Because yeah, so one of my mates, Dolzy, who plays for Coburn, mentioned it, and I was like, oh, you know what? I can't find it. Ended up going through old Facebook messages and found the agent I was with that got me over to Italy.
Yeah.
Ended up being the link there. I was like, oh yes, clicked on it, and it was private. It took like a day for me to figure out like the password for the YouTube account. Ended up getting it, but it was nice looking back on it.
Football Centre 1, 2, 3.
It wasn't great looking back on it and realising how poorly I've aged with my football inability. But favourite goal, there was one against Melbourne Victory at NIB, I think. It's on there.
It's on there, yeah.
I think I just stanched it. That was probably one of my
There's
favourites.
A nice Panenka to open the
Yeah, that was at a NTC Challenge
Oh right, yeah. It
in
was
Queensland.
interesting
Yeah,
game. And then the defending section of the video was
very very short but sweet. I think there were 2 tackles.
That's all you need.
Those are the only 2 tackles I made in my career. That's all I could put in there. Nah, I was an attacking player, Trento.
So you played wing quite a little bit.
Yeah, that was my education basically as a winger.
Yeah, right.
And then I kind of rolled into a more central figure when I entered the state league.
Yeah, right. Cool.
So now, Trent, the WA NPL is back soon. Is that right?
It is correct. So Joe, can you reiterate? Can you go back on your statement that you say if you play Saturday but you don't play NPL, you play Sunday League?
Now, a few of my mates went happy.
This was horrendous, Joe. You just have no idea.
Now, so like for our listeners who didn't listen to the episode 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said if you play state league, it's essentially Sunday league. I take that back.
Why do you take it back?
Sorry.
Why do you take it back?
Well, I think it was. I don't know. I don't feel bad for my mates. Yeah.
You just don't realise that like there's a lot of good players that play in this like they have played NPL but play in state league now. Like you can't just say they're
they get
Sunday
paid
league.
more because they're sellouts.
Yeah, but
Ah, that's harsh.
Like,
Very harsh.
You're a sellout.
Very harsh.
We're clipping that out.
No, I don't mean that.
The first comment on our Discord chat was that of your statement. It's like, what the hell?
Like me saying controversial things gets more views, so
It does. All people click off the video. But the 4th of June, I believe, is the men's league.
July? Or
July, sorry. June,
Now,
July.
Reece, say there's a state league team. It's like right now you play. You're the captain. Are you the captain?
Yep.
I think so.
I think you need to rewatch the video, mate. That was his opening line.
So you're the captain of the NPL team. If you got like $1 million deal from a state league team, would you go?
Yeah, I'm there already. I've already signed. $1 million deal.
Easy.
Yeah.
You
Done.
reckon- so the FFA Cup is scrammed, which is annoying for this year.
Yeah. No promotion, no relegation,
Yeah, that's
no prize money. A weird format,
yeah.
but
Some people are complaining like all those like on the WA State League Facebook page, like all of your 6-year-old blokes just complain and complain.
You know
Like,
what?
People want to play football.
Yeah.
It's like I know it's like
everyone's complaining, but no one's coming up with a better solution.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So everyone can whinge and moan,
People
but
like to criticise and talk without contributing anything themselves.
and even when they do contribute, it's one small little thing. It's not the whole.
picture.
Yeah. So
That's why even I think like the panel about the Golden Generation panel, you know, that they've introduced.
yeah.
Like they're gonna talk and like, but what's gonna come of it? I just
Yeah.
feel like it's all good talk, but
You need people on the ground influencing. You know,
It's
it's
like all of those guys live in like Croatia or whatever.
yeah, on their sale crate.
We need people here on the ground.
literally helping kids develop.
Yeah. And especially because like the Football West and all the other different states, they don't have many actual people working there all the time.
Yeah.
So they can't actually implement it.
Makes
Yeah.
things hard. Makes things hard.
But
Look,
Joe, I think. Oh, sorry, go on, Reece.
no, I was just going to say if you want to go down the PSA route, because I watched Dean's podcast because he was on before me.
Yeah.
I won't talk to you about my dismay about that. I'll just say there was connection with Trinity or something like Bards. We'll get Dino on first. I'm a little bit hurt, but here I am. So if you want to go down the PSA route, that's a good route for me.
Okay. So Reece is the coach of Hale, the first 11 in the PSA. So you went to Hale, Reece?
I didn't go to Hale, no.
Didn't go to Hale.
Where'd you go?
Didn't
I went to
Hale?
Sokkah
Oh, I think my mum went there.
in Sorrento there.
Didn't go to Hale?
Did my mum
No,
go there?
Dean went to Servard or Newman, one of
Yeah, I
those.
don't know where I got that from. Okay.
It just feels like I've been there so long,
Yeah,
Trent.
yeah.
I'm ingrained there.
So I was the assistant coach of the first team at Trinity for 2 years. So we've versed each other 4 times. And
What's the
also
record?
sorry,
What's the record?
1 win for me. Three wins for Reece.
Wow.
Now let's go back even further. When I played in the first 11 in year 12, it was a 1-1 draw. The first game of the season.
Nah, didn't we beat you the second game? Lost the first game.
Oh yeah, sorry, we lost the first game and you beat us the second.
That was the year you boys crumbled, hey.
But tell why you beat us.
Were you in the first?
I was in the seconds and we won the league. So
Reece, I tell you why that we won the first game and we lost the second game.
What, tell me.
This is all
Was it
Dean's
Dean's
fault.
tactics?
I started on the
Didn't pick Joe
I started
or?
on the bench in the second
I
game.
didn't-
Oh my goodness.
Dean benched me for 2 games that year. We lost both of them.
Dino, why?
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 Why, Dane?
At Dean Evans.
You know what I want to know, Trento?
Watching this
It's all good, well and good benching someone. Did he tell you why
Nah,
though?
nothing.
Wow, I didn't even
And
give
you
you
know what?
anything.
He doesn't have
Okay,
a
we're
boss at all.
dropping names. So, so that game, James.
You heard about
Tony-
this.
Do you remember one game James was sick and just didn't play for no reason?
No, not really.
Okay,
This
okay.
was like 6 years ago.
Okay,
don't
well,
remember.
I vividly remember it.
You remember playing for the seconds though?
Yeah, I was the captain. I led them to the league glory.
So anyway, I come on second half at half time, and we score 1 goal from my cross. I mean, you know, actually, to be honest, Dean said nothing to me. But I started every game.
It's not good management.
Started every game. I was questioning guessing myself. But when I came on, I played very well. So got the best out of me.
Did you start the next game?
I did. That was the Christchurch game.
Oh, here we go. You didn't win the league that year, did
We
you?
didn't.
Absolute apple
You
crumble
know who
that
did
year.
win the league that year? Two's Trinity, which I captained.
Who was your manager in that?
Oh,
Ned.
Oh, Ned.
Ned.
We won't go there.
yeah, no. A few stories there, but
So-
I'll get the Patreons up actually, Trent.
Okay, as while you do that, Joe, next Friday is going to be, because I got my year 9 teams playing, might be the first football game in Perth. Or the first official one.
Yeah, that's true. Early kickoff.
Yeah. And then Saturday will be the first 11. Reece, how do you think the team's going this year at Hale?
It's been weird because at Hale we're very organised. So usually we go on pre-season tours. Obviously this year with coronavirus there was nothing. So we played our first friendly game against Old Boys
Yes.
on Saturday, which was a good run out. Against some good players, ended up losing 2-1. But the boys definitely needed a few cramps, a few early one of those.
How much have you trained with them?
We train 3 times a week essentially leading up to that, and now we'll go to our normal 2 days.
And is there rumours that a little change in philosophy, a little bit of few extra long balls this year?
No, I wouldn't say change in philosophy. It's just nah,
Dean
not at all. Dean's a different story. You just got to play with what you've got.
Yeah.
Philosophy stays the same, but you adapt and change with the personnel. It's not like a normal club, is it, Trent, where you can work with players for 5 years. There's a new batch coming through all the time.
Yeah, no, I'm a big one about adapting for the players you're given.
Definitely.
Now, Reece, what's your go-to tactic? There's a cut the night short, vertical tiki-taka, engine pressing.
You know what
Jagan pressing.
You know what my biggest tactic is, and it's so simple and overrated. And this is serious.
Brexit.
Time on ball, forward pass, forward run. That's it.
And it's
Do you know what that means, Joe?
I don't know.
Especially at this level, players find it very difficult to deal with things over their head. They get sucked into the ball. So that's a tactic that we've used over the last 4 years, and it's worked a
very
treat.
effective against Trinity. Very effective against Trinity.
Before we get on to our next topic, well, big ups to our Patreons. Our Patreon producers, they crowdfund the show. They pay for all this thing here. They pay for Reece.
They pay for the guests that we pay to get on,
And there's a Discord. There's exclusive podcasts.
Yes.
There's behind the scenes content. Bit of this, bit of that. It's beautiful, and we give out recipes as well. And one of the benefits is they get
Everyone
shout
posts their
outs.
dinner.
So big ups to Andrea, Andy Tin, Ben Krizik, Ben Robson, Craig Richards, David Clark, Dennis Fernandez, Fraser Marnham, Glenn Oliviero, Harry Russell, Jacob Colangelo, Joe Kay, John Morris, Jordan Smith, Jordan Waters, Luke Kelly, Milan Kasauri, Natasha Williams, Oscar Brotherson, Ryan Robinson, and Taylor Morris. Big ups.
Quite a big community.
That's
Joe.
two.
Boys, I tell you what, I think the last time I watched that, there was like 2 people on there. How many have you got now?
22.
Wow, that's awesome.
Like,
It's because of Dean Evans. You had him on, that's why.
Since then, but it was funny.
It's blown up.
When we got an email to say some guy's giving us $10 a month, me and Joe were like, what?
big up to
Dennis.
Live. What's his
Live Streamgate.
Yep.
Very, very funny. But very nice day now, Joe.
Yeah.
We've gone in the shade. I hope the video.
This is the perfect condition to play
It
football.
i-
It's not too hot. Like the grass is a little bit wet.
Is
Perfect.
ball zipping around?
That's all you need. Like forget about the sprinklers. Just play now.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Now,
Okay.
what else has been happening around? Like, what did you get up to during the week, Reece?
During the week, man, I'm just trying to find my feet again at the football centre, to be honest. What was it? Contact came in again on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
So kind of all our sessions restarted, a few services resumed, which was cool. People can play at the centre again, I guess, with Contact. School hail starts this week, so everything's kind of getting back to normal.
Yeah.
Not actual hail, but like the school hail.
I think the viewers could tell if they watch on
Most of our
YouTube.
listeners are over east.
Yeah.
Oh, do they watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify?
We're probably 50-50.
Yeah.
50-50.
Podcast, YouTube. We're pushing the YouTube platform though. I like the video.
I was actually looking. The Australian Podcast Awards. They open up their
Oh.
entries in like July.
I think we should put a.
I think we can just like bomb them with like nominations, and we can just like shithouse like, our way to winning it.
Someone in the Discord said we should be nominated, and now like push it.
No, legit, because we can get like A-League memes behind us.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
like all of Australia essentially. Or like.
Don't they have their own
soccer
podcast
community.
though?
They've done one episode and it got quite controversial.
So the bloke messaged me. He was a really nice guy. He messaged me on Facebook. He's like, Trent, how do you do a podcast? And I was like, I don't know. Joe does it.
I'll just rock up.
Even you asked us as well. I was like, just watch a YouTube video. That's all I know.
I was like, oh, Trent did that. Trent, how do you do it? He was like, I don't know. Alright. Just talk. Hopefully it records.
The pubs are open, Joe.
Pubs are open. The gyms are open. Oh, yeah, I talked about the gym anyway.
Everything's back open now.
Pretty much, besides nightclubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait till nightclubs open. Because
So-
like, I know I hate nightclubs, so I'm still going to go anyway.
So I went to a pub last night and you had to get it with your phone, scan like some link, fill out the form, or like a COVID tracing form, and then like present it every time you buy it.
Is it worth it?
It was very annoying, but I kind of.
What kind of beers do you get?
Last night was Sly Fox. I believe that's a lager.
Is that the same everywhere with
I think it is. Because so if someone gets a case, they know who's doing
yeah,
it.
there's contact
But the
tracing.
annoying thing was like I did the form, deleted it, but then they were like, oh, you need to show me that you completed it, so I do it again. I was like,
Now, Reece, you're dressed quite nicely. That's because you're going to a pub after this.
I am.
Whereabouts are you going?
I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna give Dino a call after and see where he wants to go. I just come dressed appropriately for any venue.
Any venue.
Now, the question on everyone's lips: who can sink more piss, you or Dean?
Definitely me.
Yeah, I
Definitely
thought so.
me.
I think Dean's a bit
Dean's a lightweight.
Yeah.
You know, I think
I
he.
feel like Dean drinks ciders.
I think he does. He doesn't like beers. Genuinely. I think he'd rather a cider than a beer. And then I think he's straight onto like a CC or something. Yeah, he's one of those.
I'll give him CCs.
Yeah, but after you've done a few beers, you know, you can't jump straight into it.
That's funny.
Like, there's nothing wrong with ciders.
Just each to his own.
Yeah,
Each to their own.
exactly. Like some people like, I don't know. Yeah.
Last time I had a beer with Dean, he ordered a ginger beer. I was like, oh, interesting.
No, Matt So's are nice.
They're
I can
good,
do
but like, they're very good, but I think of them more like as a cider, because they're sweet. You know what I mean?
they're sweet. Yeah, they're different though. Like it's not a cider, but it's not a beer as well.
Straight to ginger beer.
Can I ask, boys, you just mentioned going to the Glory. Do you both go to the Glory when they were playing this year?
Yeah.
What's the vibe like at the crowd?
The first few games, there was a bit of like tension.
Because we started badly, and everyone thought we were going to crumble because like the Popovich's sons. And
Yeah.
It wasn't, the crowds haven't been big all year. But at the start it was bad. It got better when we were playing well. It felt like when we were playing well in previous years with low crowds, so like the end of the Kenny Lowe
Yeah.
seasons. But like the numbers weren't there. Like, they
What
were
were the figures like?
Around 10?
10, 12 on a good day.
Like a few nines probably.
Because there was like cricket on some nights, and people just like find any excuse not to go to the Glory.
Yeah. It's a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. But like when in the semi-final last year against Adelaide, it was like 18. It was amazing.
Yeah, you'd hope so. They should have played the final there.
Yeah,
They shouldn't have gone to
like the
Subi.
FFA money talks.
Way too many plastics at the grand final.
Yeah.
Because like just the ground at the grand final was too hard.
There was no atmosphere. Like you're too far away.
It was
Should have just kept it local.
yeah, removed from the occasion.
Yeah, definitely.
Like talking about like stadiums. What's your favourite NPL ground to play on? Because like there's a few decent WA ones like around the place.
I like Bayswater.
Bayswater's nice.
Bayswater, just because it feels like they're on top of you. Like, because the pitch is lower than the grandstand, which is cool.
What's going on there? I think it's got on a jet ski.
They're flying around.
Look at him go. He's having the time of his life.
Not sure if the viewers can see that, but
I reckon I might be able to. Look at him go. He's just doing a few donuts. Go on, son. Keep him going.
this is how easily distracted we are on the soccer podcast, eh?
You've always both been on a jet ski.
It's just a jet ski special. No, I haven't.
I think I went jet skiing when I was in
They're
Thailand.
very quick. He's over there.
Oh, you guys keep on talking. I'm just going to watch.
Jet skis very quick. Like you really got to hold on.
How much do they cost?
They're pretty expensive. Like $5,000.
You can nearly do a coaching license with that.
Times 4. You get 4 jet skis.
Oh, jet skis! Jesus. Oh no. Oh goodness.
Like the next batch of coaches, like we're not going to have like
They're going to be riding jet skis.
we're going to have a lot more jet ski rides and like coaches coming up soon.
Well, we talked about how expensive kayaks are. Because I bought a kayak. Well, my family bought a kayak. And we used it like twice. It's like $1,500. 2-man kayak.
Oh.
There's a market there, just like because like plastic's cheap. We could just like develop these like cheap kayaks, sell them for like half the price.
True.
I think there's a little market there.
Well, if you get some comments on the YouTube video, we'll meet up and talk about it, hey?
So I think we've done well today.
Yep,
I don't know
I'm
how long we've
happy.
gone for.
It's a lovely day.
It is lovely day. I think we're good to end it there.
Reece, do you want to shout out to the football centre, your mates?
Nah,
The pub?
leave it. I'd rather shout out I'm 2-time championship winning coach at Hale. I'm going for 3 this year. That's
Funny
it.
enough, when I messaged Reece to come on, he responded, he's like, a rival podcast has booked me in at this time. I'll let you know ASAP.
Told you boys, I was hurt when I saw Dino come in first. I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw some of the other guests. I was like, oh, okay. Trent, 1 more shifts? Not quite this way.
You're always playing. You're always in the works, Reece. We're always in the
Nah, I appreciate it, boys. I'd rather be on now when you have a bigger audience. You know what I mean? So more people see
That's
it.
like you up.
Yeah,
I had
exactly.
like 5 people watch the game.
That's all right then. Hopefully 6 watch this. I'll probably get some abuse as well.
Alright. Good evening. Have a very good evening and ciao.
Yeah, thank you, Reece, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks,
thank you guys
boys.
for watching. If you like the video, like the video. If you dislike the video,
Don't
like
dislike it.
Support the Patreon, support the pod, support your local. social distance.
Yes, as we are now.
Do like all the safe things. And we'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thanks, boys.
Ciao.
Cheers. Thank you.